6th, and I feel like I'm finally able to breathe. Easter is done. I'm on a week of PTO, which means I get to bring you guys along with me. I haven't posted since I got my agent, I don't think. I've started a ton of vlogs, but haven't actually finished any of them. So today, we will. This week is just going to be like a week in the life as if I was a full-time writer. That being said, quick summary of where I am. I am kind of between projects. My developmental edits for Murder Night at Hotel Adair, title changing, we are going to change the title, is with my amazing agent. I'm hoping to get those back later this month, and then we'll go on sub pre-summer. That's the goal. And so right now I've got to figure out which project I'd like to work on. So I've got a couple of brewing, and I've been going back and forth thinking about them. So I'm going to try to write both of those. But as I said, I'm not going to push myself because I want to work on breaks a little bit more. So my developmental edits, let's just start there, right? Let's just like go in chronological order. So you guys know that New Year's Eve, I got my developmental edits from my agent, and I started to work on them basically that day. I'd been thinking about them for a long time. We had spoken previously about what she was looking for me, but then kind of the world struck, and then my health I had a massive flare-up, couldn't work, my mind wasn't, in it at the time, so I took a pause. I went ahead and let Alex know that I would not be we had originally planned for a February check-in. I was like, I'm not going to do, that's not going to happen. She was like, that's cool. If you're feeling good about it, we'll just check in after you turn them in. I was like, that sounds great. I feel good about the edits. And I really wasn't able to work until about February. I took a good month, I'd say. Maybe 2 weeks to a month off just playing Baldur's Gate. And in that time, some friends and I, Ivy and Anna, we started a podcast called With Series Potential, where we get together and we just kind of chat. We chat about industry stuff. We talk about how we're leveling up. We take a lot of inspiration from Turning to Story and how they're just friends and they go off on tangents, and we're not that structured. We try to be structured, but we're not. Leveling up is just what we have been working on for ourselves. Sometimes we get off on a tangent about that, and I love that aspect. And then we have a main topic that we discuss, whether it is pitch events or edit letters or getting your agent, which we just filmed or we just recorded. And it was 3 hours long. Poor Ivy is going to have to edit that. But we're actually dropping our first episode tomorrow, which is really exciting. I don't even remember what our first episode was, but I listened to it. It was fantastic. I listened to the first 3, and I'm like, I could binge this. Being biased, of course, I think we're so funny. But, yeah, and it kind of goes through Anna getting her agent, and that's so fun because you get to, hear it in real time because we record weekly. It's just been a lot of fun keeping my head in the game without really having it be writing focused. Now, I did do a leveling up section where I was struggling to write, and I do talk about that and what I did instead, and it was not reading. Sometimes I can't read either, and that's okay. You're gonna have seasons like that. So, but then February and March, I was really hardcore into my dev edits, and I'd say more March than February, but February I got started, right? I finished off my dev edits around March 21st, I'd say, which gave me that full week to not be worrying about it before I got it to. No, I must have finished it. I don't know. I finished somewhere around the 3rd week of March. Sent it to Megan, my CP. She made notes, which I fixed and then sent to Alex. I asked her in the email, I was so I'm not really sure what happens next, what your procedure is. And she said we're moving on to a line edit, so that's incredible. I feel really good about that. I expected this week to be a writing week, and it will be a writing week, but it's also going to be cleaning and reading and kind of a reset week. So what does that mean when I'm agented? And like, I've got one project with my agent and 2 other projects that are kind of started, but also not. I actually had to order, you guys know I've been like, I have a camera that I just don't use. I end up using my webcam. But I finally ordered like the battery pack for it so I can like start. So that'll arrive today, and then we can do some more creative videos, I guess. Shaping up to be like absolutely amazing. I'm going to flip over the deck and show you the bottom card and maybe see like what I am afraid of for the week. Oh my gosh, the King of Pentacles. And it was right side up for me. This is a new angle for us. I finally got an SD card. I finally got batteries and a charger for the batteries for this camera that I got for myself like, I don't know, months ago. Since this is PTO week, I was able to clean and get some things moved and all of that. So now we're just gonna read. So I figured you could see this B-roll of me reading in a different spot. Is the day that the podcast went live, and I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been listening to the ones that are already edited and just not up yet, and it's been so much fun to talk about, and the fact that people are like listening now is just wild, absolutely wild. I hope that people like season 1, and I'm excited for season 2, even though we're not going to record that for, you know, a long time. We're probably gonna wait till summer to, you know, capture some listener opinions and things like that, some feedback. But my brain is just already going. So, yeah. I just feel like I need to relax now and just read. I've been trying to read this book for like months, and not that it's bad at all. It's good. Well, I mean, I'm like, what, 20 pages into it, 22 pages into it, but it's just, different. Like, it's supposed to be a comp for me, and I'm not sure. It just feels so much deeper than what I write, like, and like this is published by Tor, and it's just like so beautiful. I don't know, but you have to trust your agent, right? It is still Wednesday the 8th,
and I am just finishing up like a little sprint with my project that I'm really excited about. It's going really well, and by finishing up, I mean like I read through 2.5 chapters of the 3 that I've written, and just kind of like tweaked and fiddled and just like got myself back in the world, got myself back in, you know, the character mindset. And I've never done a dual timeline before, and I'm doing dual timeline for this one, so it's definitely playing with my head a little bit, but that's okay. I also have buffalo chicken dip in the crock pot. I've just shredded the chicken, so we've got probably another hour until it's ready, but that's okay. So I am just like really loving it. This project is still under 10K, so it's like still very new. I'm still very much feeling out the characters, but I'm to the point where we're going into the catalyst, which is usually chapter 4 for me when I'm drafting, and then I move it up to chapter 3 somehow. But I think it might actually stay chapter 4 because of the dual timeline. I don't know, like now I'm sitting here thinking like, have I paced this correctly? But I think I have. I really do think I have, because you get 2 chapters of like each, well, that's not even true. Like the past timeline, I mean, chapter 2, she's like back in the place. So like it's not like slow, I don't think. Like she's in the place where all these things are gonna happen. So anyway, all of that to say, like, I'm having fun. I'm really surprised about how much fun I'm having, considering like I've had so many other ideas since. But yeah, so I've had a good like little focus session on that. I recorded the finale of season 1 of With Serious Potential this morning with Anna and Ivy, and that was fabulous. And then mostly I've been on Discord and cleaning and like, you know, prepping my buffalo chicken dip. I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take a bit of a break. I'm gonna walk the dogs. I'm going to make sure that my buffalo chicken dip is going okay. It smells amazing. And then I guess we'll see, right? Yeah. Friday, April 10th, and I'm not really sure what my last update was with you guys, but this week has been phenomenal. I just want to stay home and write full time. I want to clean my house all the time. I want to bake and cook. Unfortunately, this is my last day of PTO. So, I did wake up and do Alyssa's sprints this morning. I love them. They're always so fun and funny and just like a great way to start your day. I showered, mostly got ready, and now we're here. So today, I think what I want to do is I want to listen to an episode of the podcast that my co-host Ivy just edited. I need to bake a cake. I need to put away some dishes I got myself for my birthday. It's a busy day and I just don't know how much writing I'm gonna do. We have dinner with my husband's family tonight and then they're taking the boys. So like I'll have a night with him, that'll be really nice. And then tomorrow I've got a massage, I've got a pedicure, it's gonna be fantastic. But before that, I want to talk about a class that I did last night with CC Lyra. She did a business insights class. So basically an insight to publishing. So she went over contract stuff and auctions and things that we don't really see too often. Like in other classes, so many classes are focusing on like just getting the agent. But for me, like obviously I want to increase my skills with my writing and make sure that I'm forever worthy of my agent, you know what I mean? But I want to know the sales numbers. I want to know the strategy, the good and bad of an indie versus a big five in terms of advances. I want to know, London Book Fair trends. I want to make sure that I am staying on top of things because this is my career, right? Like I feel like I have made this milestone to be able to say that. There was one thing that I wanted to bring up, speaking of career, that I'm not sure I agree with. Cece was being lovely, as always, but she said, because you are here, do you believe writing is a career or a hobby? And I said both, right? Like, some people do it as a hobby, some people do it as a career. And she was like, if you're here, I hope you said career. And I was like, but like, why? And she was like, well, you're putting time and hours and effort. And I'm like, yeah, but you do that with your hobbies too, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not a professional reader, but I put time and money and effort into reading like books and all of that. And I guess you could loop that in with writing, but I just see it as different. And so that made me think, like, did I become a career writer when I got my agent? Was it when I started querying? Like, where is the line there? Because I think I looked it up on Merriam-Webster, and it was like, actually, I'm going to look it up again. It says, a profession in which one trains. And like, I guess, I don't know. That's just my hot take, I guess, is like, there's got to be, in my mind, right, there's a separation between hobby writers and career writers. Is that just the intent of wanting to be published? Like, I don't know where that line is. Like, I'm sincerely, like, not sure. But I don't believe that everyone who writes will make it to that career step. I just don't know what that step is. Is it finishing a book? I don't know. Anyway, neither here nor there. The class was incredible. I need to email like a nice little thank you to her. It was a smaller class than what she typically does because she only offered it to people who had taken her classes before. It was not a public thing ever announced. So I feel like I got really lucky there. It's Friday. I guess you're just gonna have to bake with me and clean with me and put things away. And maybe I will end up listening to my podcast and then maybe my book. I've never listened to my book. I don't even think I've read my book all the way through. So today might be the day for that.